we have a little bit of some unexpected breaking news coming out. As we're hearing, President Joe Biden is going to be addressing the nation with the new announcement tomorrow. Now, this comes from earlier today, as you know. I have my stimulus check update and stimulus package update that the Senator Tom Manchin is saying that he is not on board with the Build Back Better bill, saying that he will not support the stimulus reconciliation bill. Now, the drawer at the same time, we have other members of the Congress saying we need another stimulus package, and they are saying it's justified because we are dealing with the raging new Omicron variant. And take a look, you guys. They are saying it's justified because we are dealing with the raging and new Omicron variant. And take a look, you guys. This is where President Joe Biden is going to be addressing the nation tomorrow. Biden to deliver Tuesday's speech on Omicron variant as pandemic cases rise around the nation. And the president is going to be introducing new steps for administration that they are going to be taking a health assistance against this. And we are also hearing he's going to be issuing stark warning to the unvaccinated. Now also take a look at you guys. The Chen Psaki today says this is not speech about the knocking the country down. This is the speech that is going to be direct and clear with the American people about the benefits of being vaccinating the steps, and that we are going to take to increase access and testing and the risk posed to unvaccinated individuals. And she said on Tuesday, President will deliver remarks on the state of the country's fight against the pandemic, as country sees rising cases amid a growing Omicron variant. Now, also take a look at this. You guys, coming today, Washington D.C. major marine posture residential indoor masks. That mandate will be amid the new research cases of Omicron variant. So take a look at this. New York City major insurance Biden administration to send health as Omicron case rise in the New York City. And you guys, take a look here. You can see in the United States on December 19, 132,000 in the new 7-day moving average, a little bit lower on the cases. Yesterday were 70,000, but you can see you are in the incline. And there's a lot of news coming up about the spread of this new variant. Now, I'm going to get you catch up on the latest, as we are hearing lockdown were actually happening in Europe in one country, and new restrictions and new requirements, new mandates, and are happening across the global amongst this immigration spread. And so, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in and get you catch up on the latest with the breaking news on the surging number of migrant cases across this country. The U.S. according almost 120,000 new cases yesterday. Just in the past few minutes, the White House saying the president will deliver a speech about this. We have NBC Sean Dellerman, who is with the president, Wilmington, Delaware, and the Scott Cohen, who are testing and vaccination site on the San Diego, California. Also, the Dr. Molly Isaac will join us to answer some critical questions. So, welcome to all of you, John. We are going to start with you. When did the president decide to address it to the nation? And did any specific moment relating a migrant vote and why we might hear new about it? White House officials has been very closely tracking the rise in the cases of migrants, as Dr. Fauci and others just in the last 48 hours has been saying it's only a matter of time before it's a dominant variant in the United States, and certain fell into the White House thinking about having this debate on Tuesday, which NBC News is the first to report. The White House official telling all the senior White House correspondent Kelly Conner that the president wants to give the update to American people. where he will also announce the new step that the Biden administration plans to take to help the communities that are struggling with the COVID-19 pandemic. Biden also expected in that speech on the Tuesday to issue what the White House is describing as crack warning about the light ahead Americans in this winter, and particularly for Americans who are unvaccinated heading into the winter months. Now, the President Biden has already laid out winter strategy for fighting the COVID-19. But given developments with Omicron and the cancers, so many Americans have the White House felt that they wanted to be beyond and have the president and speak directly to American people. And of course, unless this comes just as so many Americans are trying to figure out how to proceed with their plans for the holidays, whether they're safe to travel, whether they're safe to be indoor mask or unmasked with family members, and of course, this year concern that doctors has been evaluating on the minutes to the minutes basic, and so the White House officials tell us Biden wanted to be absolutely clear with the American people about here. Science stands right now what the doctors do and don't know, and what the best advice is to people about how to approach the next seasons, as well as what the administration will to try to do really up to respond to COVID-19. Encouraging people to get their third shot, a single most effective public health position they could take. Now, the president could put to work tomorrow, getting the first and second shots. I think you are exactly right. I think this is very important to emphasize times of the essence when this particular surge hits, which is going to be in 3 of 8 weeks. It's urgent to get those booster shots. But I think you are right. You have to basically keep the pushing them, because at least where we have to some willingness to be better protected. Is there anything else that the president should say? If he's putting his speech together for tomorrow, other tools are still available to White House or to the public health officials nationwide as we look ahead to those next 3 to 8 weeks. We have into the past, and what I mean by this is, for example, my worst fear right now in this viral blizzard and that we are going to have is that the 20 or 30% of the healthcare workers in this country are going to get effective, and if they get effective and can't be on the job, we are going to take very difficult healthcare delivery situation right now and make it much more worse kind of perfect storm. So what are we going to do? How we are going to handle that? Are we going to let the people back to work and who have to be previously vaccinated and have the very new units so that it doesn't really happen? Dr. Omenholm warning about the danger of the too much optimistic and then effectively crushing it our Earth. And also when the President Joe Biden addressed the nation tomorrow, I'll be sure to let you guys know all the details of warming and what steps are going to be taken to have addressed it here in the United States. But we're also hearing that there's a lot of concern right now and about what's going to be unfolding in the next year, 3 to 8 weeks. And that's it because right now, this is reaching across other side of the world in Europe. And we are hearing that the topical whatever unfold over there with the pandemic historically. Israel announced that it is banning our travel to the US city concern over the Omicron variant. New Zealand to at least the next summer. For more on this, I'm Chamba NBC News. So let's just give you an example. Somebody planned holiday to the New Zealand. Well, the New Zealand yesterday announced for full lockdown starting from tomorrow. From today, is it the first European country that will go back to the full lockdown? Let's say they want to go and visit the family and friends in the New Zealand and to spend Christmas with them. Well, they only invite 4 guests over. These are all new rules that haven't appeared in last 24 hours. and let's say they want to come to Italy, where I'm residing, they can still. But even if they are vaccinated well, they need to have negative tests done before they depart the US for Italy.